Welcome to the Christmas edition of BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, BNEWS reporters Chris Flaherty, John Vias and Robert Parris, and Theodore, Peter Brown with the weather, and we'd like to welcome Joe Vashoni, our new sports reporter. Thank you for joining us. A Burlington resident who pled guilty of causing an accident that killed an off-duty police officer has been sentenced to over a decade in prison. Rockingham, New Hampshire County Attorney Patricia G. Conway announces that Michael Ricci, 19 of Burlington, was sentenced in Rockingham Superior Court Monday after previously pleading guilty to killing off-duty Somerville police officer Louis Remigio in a crash last year. Ricci was sentenced to 14 years in prison on the charges of negligent homicide, second-degree assault, 2 counts, and reckless conduct. Authorities say that on October 8, 2017, around 9:30 a.m., Ricci was part of a caravan traveling from Massachusetts to New Hampshire on Interstate 95. Witnesses reported that Ricci was traveling about 100 miles per hour and weaving in and out of traffic. When he lost sight of his group and missed an exit, Ricci, instead of continuing to the next exit, attempted to make a U-turn in the restricted crossover section of the highway to reverse his direction. The maneuver, which police say he made while traveling at 50 miles an hour, caused his vehicle to slide into oncoming traffic. Off-duty Somerville police officer Remigio was traveling southbound on his motorcycle when he clipped Ricci's vehicle and was thrown from his bike. He later succumbed to his injuries. 3 other vehicles were also involved in the crash, with 1 person suffering serious injuries. Members of the Burlington Board of Selectmen joined leadership at the Burlington Police and Fire Departments in recognizing the quick work by first responders that led to the rescue of a man in a very dangerous situation. As reported on BNews on November 16th, at 4:41 a.m., police received a call from a cell phone, but nobody was on the other line. Soon after, police were able to get in contact with a man who said he had been sleeping in a recycling bin behind Market Basket and that he had been picked up by a garbage truck and was now trapped in the back. Police used a variety of tools to try and locate the phone. They also dispatched officers to search for garbage trucks and got in touch with Market Basket to inquire as to which garbage company they used. Through this combination, they were able to locate the truck behind Panera Bread on Cambridge Street. At that point, the fire department arrived to try and get the man out of the truck. This task was made difficult due to the height of the truck, which required 2 ladders, one to get to the rim and another to get the firefighters inside. To overcome another complication was that the man was entirely covered in wet cardboard that pulled apart as firefighters tried to dig him out. Not only that, he was compacted. Eventually, first responders were able to get the man attached to a stretcher and lift him out of the truck using the tower truck. He was severely injured with a fractured back, neck, and many small fractures of limbs. Members from Armstrong Ambulance were also on the scene to help with the man's injuries. On Monday night, town officials and department leaders praised the quick response.
But it just shows you the cooperation between the departments, between the Burlington Police Department, the Burlington Fire Department, and our local ALS service, and how we work together as a team. It's just, this is an extraordinary event for us.
Fine work on behalf of our, police and fire department, with the assist, on the outside from Armstrong. So we just thought it'd be an opportunity to explain to the town, the unique aspects of the job we do. And so again, we just wanted to have those firefighters and police officers here and just pass on a job well done.
I just want to commend everyone from the beginning to the end, both departments. It was that professionalism that got the victim rescued, and I'm going to say that's the reason why he's alive today, is because of the people in this room right here, the lifesavers.
Latino and African American BHS students listened to guest speakers talk about hip-hop, rap, spoken word, and their impacts on society as they prepare for the annual Tenacity Challenge. BNews reporter Robert Parris was there and has this report.
Students in the school committee room listened as they took part in a statewide school activity. On Friday, December 14th, Burlington High School students were preparing for an annual competition that happens in the spring.
The Tenacity Challenge is an academic and art competition for students who are Latino and African American, and Burlington takes a group of students over on teams of 6 each, and then we compete against other teams from around the state.
Every year, a topic is given to prepare the students for the challenge, which happens in the spring.
Each year, the Tenacity Challenge has a different theme that the students research. This year, it's hip-hop, rap, and spoken word, and its impact on society. So the students need to get information from primary sources, so that's why we had 3 great speakers today that the students could interview and ask questions and learn about the topic.
During the discussion, students got a chance to listen to multiple speakers who provide information based on their topic.
I was with the students speaking about spoken word, hip-hop, or rap, and intersections between those. Also the cultural dynamics, the black arts movement, and also some of the ancient roots of how what we've inherited from the ancient Greeks.
Today we talked a little bit about hip-hop and kind of the intersection that hip-hop has with certain political, social, and kind of global movements. And so a lot of what we talked about was kind of how hip-hop reflects what's going on in today's society and how it's an art form that is set social agendas, political agendas, even though that the culture itself and the art form was literally born out of people having less than most people. So that's basically what we talked about.
I had a chance to speak with some of the students who are involved with the Tenacity Challenge.
It just gives us a broader understanding of who we are and where we come from, especially because we don't grow up, we aren't living in a very diverse community right now. So it just gives us a broader understanding of what's happening, and I don't know, it's a fun opportunity to get to hang out with other kids.
I have a teacher, Miss Crossman and Miss Chang, and they both kind of introduced me to it, just wanting to do something for our school to kind of express how everyone's kind of different, and yeah.
Finally, this opportunity gives students a chance to build academic capacity, strengthen intellectual risk-taking, and develop enduring peer and faculty relationships.
Regardless of difference, hip-hop and other things are elements and cultures that literally are at their core want to bring people together, and I think that we do our best work when we are able to work across difference and empathize and understand other people's stories.
Well, hopefully that they find that language is something that is complex, that it follows human culture, that it, like ourselves, evolves, that they should be careful with words and use them in such a way as to ennoble, if they can, and that hopefully they'll choose to use their words. One of the ways I spoke about it was to use words like arrows dipped in honey, right? That even if you have to wound someone, there's a healing to it, and to be able to better speak for themselves.
From Burlington High School, I'm Robert Paris for BNEWS Weekly.
Burlington residents may notice a change in their electric bills if they take a moment to read the details. The town of Burlington is suspending its Community Choice Power Supply program for the time being due to market conditions, which prevented the town from obtaining satisfactory aggregation pricing, a notice from Town Hall states. This will enable consumers enrolled in the program to take advantage of Eversource's basic service rate, as is allowed by the town's state-approved program. The town will continue to monitor the marketplace, but expects this to last for at least 1 year. Burlington first joined Colonial Power Group in 2015 to take advantage of lower prices for residents. In 2016, Eversource once again became the cheaper option, but fluctuations in the market in the intervening time again made Colonial less expensive. Now that has once again reversed. Residents will not need to do anything individually to switch back to Eversource. All accounts currently enrolled in the program will be switched back to Eversource's basic service rate as of December meter reads. This change will be noted on the December bills and be seen on the January bills. Consumers with questions about the program should call Colonial Power Group, the town's aggregation consultant, at 508-485-5858, extension 1. Authorities are warning residents of the reappearance of a scam that targets customers of a popular television and movie streaming service. A fake email targeting Netflix customers has been circulating that claims to be from the streaming company and directs people to update account information because of issues with the billing system. It says your account is suspended until a billing issue is taken care of. However, clicking that button will lead to a fake page, and when you enter your billing information, it will go to the scammers. By now, you've seen plenty of Christmas trees on display throughout the community. Earlier this month, many tabletop trees were on display at Stonebridge Assisted Living during their annual Festival of Trees, where they were raffled off in the name of a good cause. We go now to BNews reporter Chris Flaherty, who has more on the festival and its history.
It's the time of year to deck the halls and trim up the trees. On Thursday, December 7th, the halls of Stonebridge at Burlington were decorated with dozens of tabletop Christmas trees for the 6th annual Festival of Trees. The Festival of Trees is a fundraiser held by the One Angel Foundation, which was founded in memory of Jenna Aguil, who lost her life in a skiing accident in 2011.
Jenna was passionate about a lot of things, and one was education. She felt that it was very unfair that many people could get an education and many people were not privileged to have an education. So we started a foundation, and we provide an education for children throughout the world who were unable to get a public education.
The One Angel Foundation works with various organizations across the globe in an effort to better the lives of children everywhere.
So all the monies that are donated this evening will be going to a fund that will support all of the different areas which we talked about. Scholarships, we build schools in Honduras, we provide housing, we've done playrooms, after-school programs, playrooms in Cotlin's orphanage in South Africa, which is an AIDS orphanage. So it's a wonderful tribute to Jenna's memory.
The idea for the Festival of Trees came from the staff working at Stonebridge, who wished to make an annual contribution to the foundation. Trees are provided to and decorated by local businesses, which are then raffled off the night of the event.
It's just a fun, exciting evening. It's grown from 6 years ago from 10 to 15 trees, like I said, to 60. We're now having to park across the street because everybody wants to be a part of it. It's a wonderful thing, and I thank wholeheartedly the group here at Stonebridge for hosting this every year and dedicating it to the One Angel Foundation.
The festival has become a highly anticipated event for members of the community, particularly for the residents at Stonebridge.
I love it. We pull the names, and just to watch them, see them and watch them when they're having their tickets pulled and win their trees, and they truly are so happy to be part of it.
At this time of year, the Festival of Trees is an example of the spirit of the holiday season.
Northbridge is a company that is continually giving back, and our communities are full of residents who have been part of the overall community. So we open our doors wide to people within the community, and especially at the holiday season, it's such an important time because family is so important. We are a very family-driven, as you can see, organization. And it warms our hearts that they're doing it on behalf of One Angel here at Stonebridge, and I can't thank the group enough.
And you walk in here, you can see how much work goes into it, and we're just so grateful.
Until next time, this is Chris Flaherty for BNEWS Weekly, wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
In other holiday news, the Christmas decorations in the town center were recently given a bit of a facelift. BNews director Rich Hosford went to check them out, and he has this report.
I'm here at Town Hall, right across the street from the Town Common, where a couple weeks ago they had the big tree lighting, and one of the features of the decorations is Santa Claus here, and he and his friends got a nice facelift right in time for the holidays this year. The facelift was actually a 2-week project of repairs and repainting done by Fred Arsenault. In 1961, Fred's father, Paul Arsenault, was the chairman of the committee for the first Burlington tree lighting. The inaugural event attracted roughly 40 people. To improve on the event, Paul built the holiday decorations we still see today to add more flair to the evening. He made a standalone Santa, a Santa with his reindeer, and a large Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, among other characters. Now, with the tree lighting being attended by hundreds of people, Fred thought it was time to spruce up his father's creations. He spent a couple of weeks before this year's tree lighting repairing and repainting the decorations. Fred's mother said that he undertook the project because he enjoyed all the tree lightings he attended as a boy and wanted to ensure that the magic was kept alive for the younger generations. She said he enjoys seeing the children and their families have a good time at the tree lightings and wanted to contribute his time and effort to make everything as nice as possible. And there you have it, Santa and his friends looking all dapper for the holidays. I'm BNEWS Director Rich Hosford here at Town Hall saying Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
The Burlington Police Department has a new person on board with the mission of assisting anyone in need of mental health support. Karen Rienzo, now weeks into her new role, is the Burlington Police Department's new mental health clinician who has already begun making progress working with officers to support residents in their mental health needs. Rienzo, a veteran social worker and Burlington resident, joined the department in November. Since taking on the role as the department's first mental health clinician, she has started the work of establishing relationships with residents, officers, and stakeholders in the mental health community. Rienzo's tenure is being paid for by a grant from the Cummings Foundation. The foundation awards $10 million each year through its $100,000 for 100 Communities grant program. By the way, that application process is underway right now, so if you've got a nonprofit that you are interested in funding a program, you can make an application to the Cummings Foundation over in Woburn. Here is Ms. Rienzo being introduced to the Board of Selectmen on Monday.
Karen, as our mental health clinician, is a big part of the mental health initiative that we are undertaking through this grant as a department. Along with mental health training for all of our officers and dispatchers, Karen is bringing that essential human component to this initiative, working side by side with officers and providing essential follow-up and making every effort to prevent anyone from falling through the cracks, as unfortunately we often hear about in the system. We are confident that Karen is going to assist us greatly in helping people of all ages and from all walks of life get the support they need regarding mental health issues that affect virtually everyone in various forms at any time in our lives. So I'd like to introduce Karen Rienzo. Karen, come on up.
Thanks, Karen.
Congratulations.
Welcome, thank you very much.
Karen, welcome aboard.
New York Times best-selling author Elin Hildebrand paid a visit to the Burlington Public Library to talk about her new romance novel, Winter in Paradise. Well, I'm surprised Paradise has a winter. BNews reporter John Vias was there and has this report.
On Thursday, December 13th, the Burlington Public Library concluded their 2018 author series by welcoming romance novelist Elin Hildebrand for a meet and greet with local fans of her work and to speak about her latest title, Winter in Paradise, the story of a woman named Irene who travels to St. John to uncover the details on her husband's death and the secret life he lived. She is the author of such critical favorites like Beautiful Day and The Matchmaker. When asked about the importance of having Miss Hildebrand speak at the library, Assistant Director Marnie Smith had this to say.
Elin Hildebrand was the finale of our author series, and she has a lot of fans in Burlington. So it was especially nice to be able to bring her here to Burlington. It was a different crowd that came last night. We had a wonderful mix of young people and middle-aged people and older people. And it was nice to bring everyone together because everyone was a fan of Elin Hildebrand.
Ms. Hildebrand is a graduate from Johns Hopkins University, starting off as a teacher, traveling to exotic vacation spots during the off-season, writing her first book, The Beach Club. The author loves to spend her summers on the beach, where she gets her inspiration and new ideas for her stories.
So I write all the time, like whenever I can, but to prevent myself from freaking out, I don't keep myself to a schedule, and I don't keep myself to a word count or a page count. I'm just constantly working. I do it anywhere. So I do, in fact, Marnie, write at the beach. I do it every day of the summer. I take my notebooks, I get on my bike, I pack my lunch, off I go, and I can sit and write. Like a perfect day for me, which probably happens twice a year, but a perfect day for me would be, 11 to 6, on the beach.
And where can we find more info on what the library has to offer for the year 2019?
Science Sundays will be beginning in January with global warming, a problem for penguins. And that will be at 2 p.m. on January 6th.
You can find more information about future titles from Ellen Hildebrand on her website, www.ellenhildebrand.com. You can also find her on Facebook and Twitter at Ellen Hildebrand. From the Burlington Public Library, I'm John Vias for BNEWS Weekly.
The Marshall Simons Middle School robotics team recently made an appearance at the Massachusetts First Lego League Championships. Theo Dewar, a member of BCAT's after-school video club for middle schoolers, Video Voyagers, was at the event and has this report.
I'm BNews reporter Theo Dewar, and I recently had the opportunity to attend the first LEGO League Eastern Massachusetts Championship, where the Marshall Simons Middle School robotics team was proudly represented by the Space Potatoes. I met with some of the teammates.
So, are you excited to be here today?
Yeah, very.
Yeah, it's really cool because you don't really experience this all the time.
Anything you're looking forward to today in the competition? Probably the project because we've been working hard on it.
It's probably the award ceremonies to see what awards we might have won.
Everything.
Besides building, coding, and operating LEGO robots, the teams were charged with a research project.
Our project is based on finding a better way to farm in space.
We have successfully come up with a way to farm in space.
Our solution consists of automated pickers, water tubes, a large growth chamber, and centrifugal force in order to make the process of growing plants in space more natural and make it more efficient than NASA's.
We will use moisture sensors to tell when to grow the plants, to water the plants, and then we will use automated arms to pick the plants when they're done.
Some of the benefits of our idea is that the plants will grow faster because they have a sense of oxygen, which helps them grow.
Our growing method is different from NASA's because we plan to have a higher volume of plants and a greater variety of vegetables. Since plants produce oxygen as they grow, a higher volume of plants will make our system self-sufficient in oxygen and in food.
I took a walk around to see what some of the other schools in the competition were up to.
Tell me about your projects.
Hi, we're Team Robosheen, and this is our project about growing fresh vegetables in space, specifically bean sprouts. Now here's the device. It's our prototype so far. It's a small self-contained device, and within it is a small pouch of of seeds. This pouch is both translucent and breathable, and also is very lightweight, so you can carry as many as you need into space. So instead of astronauts only getting the fresh vegetables they need every few months, now they can eat them every day.
Very creative, thank you. Here I am with some more people and they're gonna tell you about their project. Our project is about manufacturing spare parts in space. And so we have a solution, a titanium 3D printer that can be used in microgravity situations.
So we've used a centripetal chamber, which is two spinning, basically discs, and they contain the printer. And here, if you turn this on, it's spinning, and the titanium dust will be at the very edges, and it will simulate about 2 meters per second squared of gravity.
The current metal 3D printer is the Pro X DMP 320, and it's great. It's a great metal 3D printer, but it's way too big for NASA to send up. So if we eliminate the cooling system and just run water or liquid nitrogen, we can use nitrogen, which is already used in 80% of the atmosphere of the spacecraft.
I really like that idea. Thank you very much.
At the end of the day, the Marshall Simons Middle School Space Potatoes took home second place for gracious professionalism, as well as second place in the Alliance Robotic Lightning Round. From Newton North High School, I'm BNews reporter Theo Dewar. Back to you in the studio.
We go now to BNews weatherman Peter Brown in our Weather Center to get the forecast for the week ahead, including Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. We'll also check out the community calendar with Chris Flaherty to see what's happening in Burlington.
Well, hello everyone, and this is Peter Brown with a look at your weather for the next 7 days. And of course, this forecast brings us all the way through the Christmas holiday, of course. And look at this starting up here on December 21st. Winter is officially going to be here, but look at how we're going to be starting out the first day of winter. Highs are going to be near the record of 63, and actually This 63, we may actually get close to that on Friday, if not maybe break it by a degree or so. So going to be very mild out there on Friday if you're out finishing up your shopping and finishing up your preparations for Christmas. However, that's going to come with quite a bit of rain. Not snow, unfortunately, so it looks like the white Christmas is pretty much out of the picture. But as we get towards the end of the period, we're almost to the very tail end of the year. Our temperatures are going to be, or supposed to be, in the upper 30s. And again, you're going to see reflected in that forecast temperatures much milder than that. So something we haven't seen in quite a while. So as we go ahead, we're going to take a look at what's going to be going on in terms of our chances for a white Christmas. Now, this is what the average from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, what they say most areas of the country and their chances for having a white Christmas are. Now, up here in the Burlington area and up around our area, usually we have a 50-50 chance of seeing a white Christmas, though unfortunately this year temperature is going to be much too warm in our neck of the woods with all that rain coming in on Friday. So a white Christmas, not to be this year, but if you're heading up to the mountains, up into northern New England, you're going to see the snowpack lessen a little bit with the warm air coming up and the start of the period. But if you're going that way, you're definitely going to have snow on the ground, that's for certain. Now, as we go ahead, let's take a look at some of those temperatures and weather coming up for the next 7 days. And again, starting our period on Friday, going out to any holiday parties, finishing the shopping, it is going to be a wet, wet day here in the Burlington area. Very mild, though. Temperatures, again, in the low to mid 60s, record high temperatures probably, but we're looking at maybe 1.5 to 3 inches of rain. So keep an eye on the area rivers and streams. If you're prone to flooding your area, that could be happening on Friday. Now, as we get into Saturday, we're going to see maybe a chance of maybe a few light showers very early in the morning as that storm system starts to pull away. But if you have to go out, it's going to be beautiful. Temperatures around 50 for the day with the sun coming out. As we head into Sunday, beautiful conditions again. Temperatures above average, around 40 again. And as we head into Christmas Eve and into Christmas Day, waiting up for Santa to come, we're actually going to see temperatures about where they should be for this time of the year, in the mid-30s. And of course, those nice cold temperatures, so it'll be very comfortable for Santa's 8 tiny little reindeer to come to your house. However, as we got towards the end of the period, Wednesday, we're going to see temperatures pretty much the same. Fair skies, temperatures about average. And as we get towards Thursday, we're introducing another chance of rain, and that may be another big rainmaker as we get towards the start of our next period, with temperatures warming into the low 40s, and we may actually see temperatures rising back up into the 50s by the time we get to the end of next week. So everyone, get out there, enjoy the week, and have a Merry Christmas.
I'm Chris Flaherty, and this is your community calendar. Let your kids get some exercise during their holiday break. On Wednesday, December 26th, the Lifetime Athletic in Burlington will be having a winter break camp for kids. Come by and enjoy some festive fun with fitness activities. Everyone is welcome. Pre-registration is required. For more information and to register about the camp, visit lifetime.life or call 617-761-7100. Come and enjoy a family-friendly movie. On Friday, December 28th from 11 to 12:45 p.m., the Burlington Public Library will be having a family movie day. Come and enjoy a movie with your family and friends. There will also be free popcorn. Everyone is welcome and the event is free. For more info, visit burlington.org or call 781-270-1690. The Burlington Players are back for a performance for all ages. On January 4th through the 12th, the Burlington Players will be performing a play entitled She Kills Monsters by Queen Nugent. In this high-octane dramatic comedy laden with homicidal fairies, nasty ogres, and 90s pop culture, acclaimed young playwright Queen Nugent offers a heart-pounding homage to the geek and warrior within us all. Everyone is welcome. Tickets are $13 for general admission and $10 for students and seniors. For tickets, visit WindmereFamilyTheater.com or call 781-229-2649. I'm Chris Flaherty, and this has been your community calendar.
Swing and the BHS teams are battling hard for the latest Red Devils action. We go now to BNEWS sports reporter Joe Viscioni for this week's sports report.
Hello everyone, I'm Joe Viscioni for your weekly sports report. The winter sports season is underway for athletes at Burlington High, and some exciting games have already transpired. The boys basketball team won its first 2 games of the season with victories over Woburn and Wilmington. The Red Devils are back in action on Thursday night at home against Stoneham. The girls basketball team will also play against Stoneham on Thursday night at BHS. The Devils lost their first 2 games to Woburn and Wilmington, but narrowly defeated the Wildcats leading into the third quarter before the game slipped away. The girls are loaded with young talent and should only get stronger as the season progresses. On the ice, the boys hockey team split its first 2 games, defeating Belmont by a 4-1 score before losing a thriller against Woburn in the Battle of Wynn Street 5-4. Bob Concession's team will once again contend for the Middlesex League Championship and a lot more this season. The girls' ice hockey team lost to Belmont to start the season, but had quite a comeback in the process. The girls were down 4-0 at one point, and before storming back to tie the score, Belmont eventually won the game 5-4. Burlington also lost a close game to Woburn. The swim team made some news to start the season, defeating Haverhill in its season opener. The Red Devils swimmers continue to be a hard-working group as the season progresses, and their opening victory over the Hillies was certainly an excellent way for the boys to kick off the season under veteran coach and Burlington police officer Steve Papagano. Officer Papagano was a standout swimmer for the Red Devils back in the 1980s. Anyways, that's all for your weekly sports report. I've been Joe Viscioni, and back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Joe, and welcome aboard. Another week, another photo to highlight. Actually, this week we have a few different photos. As we do each year, BCAT hosted Santa Claus this holiday season to give the good boys and girls of Burlington a chance to meet with the big guy in red and tell him what they want for Christmas. Tell him what they want. The visits are broadcast live on our public channel, and children who cannot make it also have the opportunity to give Santa a call. As you can see in these photos, we had a good turnout with many children showing up in either nice clothes or Christmas pajamas. Each child was also given a wind-up toy to take home with them. Thanks to everyone who attended. We'd like to see your photos. They could be of something you see around town, the weather outside your own door, or even photos of your family members, friends, and pets. And of course, any holiday photos you take, whatever you think is interesting, would like to share with us and the community. Email your photos to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. Okay, that's it from the news desk here at BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, Chris Flaherty, John Vias, Robert Parris, Peter Brown, Theo Dewar, Joe Viscioni, and from all of us here at BCAT, the Board of Directors, the staff, and the volunteers, we wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Thank you for joining us.